What's up, guys? We got some pretty much brand new to the media world combat footage. It's been released just recently, but it was from 2024 in Touretsk, and it looks like some urban combat, gnarly shit. I just clicked like click, and every time I clicked, there was some like gnarly screenshot of some urban firefight. So this will be cool. Let me introduce myself. My name is Saxon. I go by Vegas here in Ukraine. I joined the International Legion for the defense of Ukraine in January of 2023. I'm still in Ukraine. I'm no longer with the Legion. I'm now with Azov International Battalion. Azov is the most professional unit that I have worked with here in Ukraine by far. I'm very grateful to be working with these guys. We are recruiting. If you are in Ukraine or on your way out to Ukraine, you've been considering it, but you didn't know what unit to join, definitely check us out here at Azov. My email's linked down below. I can send you an application, or you can just go straight to the website and apply that way as well. The website will be linked as well. One thing before we jump into it, I always got a rant about some bullshit comment. Somebody in this person emailed me. It wasn't even a comment. They emailed me and said, "Hey, I like your, footage, your reaction videos, blah blah, but please stop recruiting people to Ukraine." And I didn't even read the full email. I just saw that, and I understand the concern, right? But I've made it very clear in every single video that I mention recruiting for Azov International. I am not reaching out to random people who had zero motivation to come to Ukraine. It was never in their head, and I'm trying to, convince these people to come to Ukraine. That is not the purpose of what I'm doing. When I started this channel, it was to inform people who were on their way out or already in Ukraine what is happening in the military here. Okay? It's the same thing now, except I can actually recommend a solid unit to go to rather than saying, "Hey, don't come here because there's not very many good units." Now I can say, "Hey, if you do come, at least join this one because they're fucking solid." All right? So stop with the bullshit, okay? Because it's just not the case. If anything, what I'm doing right now, ideally, is saving lives, because I've had so many people reach out to me and say, "Hey, I gotta say the Legion, because that's what I was in." People say, "Hey, I applied for the Legion and I got accepted, but then I saw your videos, now I applied for Azov," right? Or they say, "Hey, I applied for the Legion, then I saw your videos, I decided not to come." Fucking saving lives, right? Anyways, end of rant. I'm sure I'll find something else to bitch about before the end of the video, but let's watch. This is War Leaks, by the way. We've reacted to a lot of their stuff. I always link their channel in the description below. Let's check it out. So this is nuts, dude. Just right off the bat. These guys are shooting into this building ahead of us, right? This one right here. As friendlies are squirting out the fucking side of it and retreating. So they must have been in this building and it got assaulted and now they're retreating or something. But this is already just nuts. Chaos. Also, so much pucker factor for me when somebody shoots over someone else's head like this. Fuck. Okay, what? We have to see that again. Sorry, guys, but that was the craziest shit I've ever seen. I don't know, dude. I honestly don't even understand how that was possible. That was crazy. Participated in the liberation of Kupiansk. That's where I was at when I deployed to the front line. I was in Kupiansk. But I was in a trench line. I was not fighting in an urban environment like this. With that said, there was something I wanted to mention. Omega Team. It said this is Omega Team. I know a couple guys in Omega Team. Actually, we did a reaction video on Omega Team 2. Super special forces here in Ukraine. Like, these guys, I wouldn't compare them to Navy SEALs necessarily, but if a Navy SEAL is a tier 1 operator, I would call these guys tier 2 or tier 3 operators, Omega Team. This is something I want to do as well as the channel gets bigger, is if people want their footage shared, they're welcome to send it to me. We'll do like a reaction, and then for every video that they send, we'll link a donation link that'll go straight to that specific unit. You know what I mean? So if I got some stuff from Rogue Team, for example, or Black Maple or something like that. These are a couple of GUR teams that are still operating, at least to my knowledge. If they sent us some of their footage, we'd show it, react to it, and then in the description would just be Black Maple donation link, for example. huge point right there. I've said this since day one. It says, however, luck is also a big factor, even if most people do not want to admit it openly. You know, you can mitigate as much risk as possible by being extremely trained, have the best state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line equipment, get as many edges over the enemy as you can and tactical advantages. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of variables that are undeterminable and uncontrollable, especially in this conflict, because of the amount of just ordnance exploding, the amount of bullets flying, the amount of drones in the air. There's so many variables, right? That's a very good point. Also, you can tell how professional this team is, with the exception of the electrical taped flashlight on his AR. You can tell how professional they are by how calm they are. That FPV landed, what was that, maybe 30 yards away? The entire team was stacked up on the side of the wall. They're watching the windows, and they're keeping, firing every handful of seconds at the window to make sure nobody's peeking their head out. These guys are legit. Not to mention that 120 millimeter landed on that dude's fucking forehead, and he just walked it off. Elementary school. This is crazy. At one point, I was with Charlie Company 3rd Platoon in the Legion, in 1st Battalion Legion. At one point, we were held up in a school in Kupiansk. And they're in a school right now. But, there's probably multiple schools in Kupiansk.
FPV 能放。
I gotta call it out anytime I see that, because that is insanely difficult to do. Again, there's gonna be some percentage of luck that's involved with that, but that was, there's also a large percentage of skill. That was sick. Let's watch that again.
Yeah.
While it was moving too, a lot of the ones we see that get hit, for one, they're much closer, and two, they're like hovering in a specific area, right? But that one was coming forward, and then it started going back, and he tagged it.
Yes.
It's so sketchy moving like that. I'm sure they have a general idea that these buildings are empty or there's friendlies in them, but still, man, so many windows, so many doors, so many areas to get shot from. That thing's badass. Is that a Cossack or why do I want to say a bulldog? It's not. They're not called bulldogs. Shit, I forget. Let me know what that vehicle is in the comments down below. That was badass though, you guys. Check out War Leaks. Also, if you go to this video on War Leaks channel, you can donate to this Team Omega, as he was saying in this video. So to finish up, super cool to see really professional units operating in Ukraine. We see a lot of pretty chaotic infantry fights, firefights, and holding positions, and the Somali fire like that, even though they did it in this as well, but there's a time and a place. And I don't know, it's cool to see guys operating like this, and they clearly have the good equipment. They're being taken care of. I wonder where these guys are at now. Hopefully they're all right. So with that, we'll leave it. I will please like, share, subscribe. If you're coming to Ukraine or you're already in Ukraine, hit us up. My email's linked below. Hit us up at Azov, and it's an only English-speaking unit, specifically 100% English, and you do not need military experience to apply, though it is a major benefit. All right, guys, I love you. I'll see you in the next video.